Alright, so like thousands of other people, possibly you as well, I am making plans to head to the RTR 2000. And before we dive into this, I want to say quick, I am not providing a whole lot of details here, nitty-gritty on what's going on at the RTR, the details, that kind of thing. For that, you're going to want to check out the Howell website, homesonwheelsalliance.org. I'll have a link in the description, and they have the full schedule and all the things you need to know about that on that website. So that's the place you're going to want to go for that information. I did put up 2 videos recently you may have seen, though, about why nomads do gatherings or meetups, and so I'll have links to those in the video description below if you want to check those out and see that. But there's all sorts of gatherings these days, but the RTR, the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous, started by Bob Wells, I think 10 years ago now, is kind of the granddaddy of all of them. It's definitely the largest and best known gathering of all the options out there for nomad gatherings. Last year at the 2019 RTR, they had like 8 or 10,000 people according to BLM estimates. That's a lot of people. I was there for that, and there were definitely a lot of people there. Sort of the nomad equivalent of like Overland Expo. It's just the big event that you want to go to if you're interested in this stuff. This will be my 4th winter RTR. I also went to one summer one in Flagstaff, the last one that was held up in Flagstaff, Arizona, and that was actually the one where I met Deborah right before that, and so we hung out and started getting to know each other during that RTR, the summer RTR. But this will be my 4th winter one. Some people attend the RTR for the seminars, and most attend, I think, in my experience from talking to people, most attend for the socialization, for being able to meet and spend time with other nomads, develop friendships, and catch up with old friends, and just for the experience, because it is the big event. Now, so far, my first 3 winter RTRs, I did end up leaving early, and the reason for that was that I'd been there, I'd met people, I'd connected with some old friends, and I'd been able to meet viewers, and by that point, I was just getting overwhelmed with the amount of people in a small space. I needed to get away and escape and get some some solitude and stuff. And that's not a reflection on the RTR. That's just me. That after a week or a few days or a week or whatever, I was kind of like, okay, I've seen a bunch of people, and now I'm getting a little overwhelmed with everything here. That's just me. So I did always end up leaving early. But the big draws for me these days for the RTR, and keeps coming back, I think there are 3. One is the experience, like I've mentioned already. It's the big event for nomads. It's the biggest of the bunch, so that's an interest to me, and so I go for that reason. Also to see friends and to make new friends, but to connect with my old friends, because we're all going all different directions, and so sometimes you can connect with people in Pahrump or in Quartzsite or whatever, because we're all kind of in the same place for a while, but not always. Sometimes people, I have people that, our schedules just don't quite connect, and so going to a big event like this provides a good opportunity to see as many people as possible that I might not otherwise see during the winter. So, and then of course during the summer, we're all scattered all over the country. So experience, friends, and finally viewers, because I have a lot of viewers that I haven't had a chance to meet. And not all of you for sure, but some of you, a fair number, will be at the RTR. So that's a good opportunity for me to have a chance to meet people when we're all kind of in the same place. And in fact, the last couple of years, I've been able to meet a ton of viewers at the RTR, and so that's a good thing for me as well. Now, the RTR is a little different this year. Actually, it's going to be a lot different, I guess. And of course, they started off, with like 30 or 40 people, and then it's just grown and grown and grown every single year. So even at that, the RTR 2019 was a whole lot different from one 5 years before or 9 years before. But this year, instead of being in Quartzsite in the desert outside of Quartzsite, they started at Dome Rock on the west side of Quartzsite, and then moved to Skadden Wash on the east side of Quartzsite. But it was either way, it was a rock throw into Quartzsite. And this year, it's at the La Paz County Fairgrounds, as you probably know. And the La Paz County Fairgrounds is kind of like in between Parker and Quartzsite. So, and what makes that unique is not only is it at a commercial facility, it's the camping is different because all the attendees are going to be camping remotely in different places and coming in for the events at the fairgrounds each day. Come in each morning and leave in the evening, or whichever days they do want to come in for. So at first that sounds radically different, and in some ways it is, but at the same time, there's also ways it's not different, because a lot of people already did that. My first year I went to RTR, I was kind of like on the edge of the main camp, and the last 2 years I've been like way out on the periphery. I think last year we were about 2 miles out, and when we got there was nobody around us, but as the thing filled in over the 2 weeks, it kind of got more and more people filled in, so that we were real kind of like on the edge of the camp then at that point, rather than way removed. But so and a lot of other people would camp in different places and come in for the day when they wanted to. So in some ways, it's not really going to be that different. And a lot of people are still camping in Skadden Wash up around there. So really for them, the difference is going to be, instead of walking or driving a short distance to the main gathering, you have to drive up to the fairgrounds. That's kind of really the big difference. But I do want to say that Bob and Sue Ann and the rest of that crew there, they're working hard to address the community aspect of the event. They got a whole lot of things planned, and they're trying to implement to help make sure that the community part of it is still strong. And again, you want to check out the HOWA website if you want details on that, how you can meet up with people, and links to different groups that are forming to arrange camping and things. So, and all of it, again, homesonwheelsalliance.org, and again, links in the description if you want to get more information there. But they are working hard to make sure the community part of it isn't lost with these changes to doing it at a location where people aren't camping at. Now, all that being said, I will be on site throughout the RTR as I'm helping out with video again this year. I didn't last year, but I did for the first, for a couple of years before that. So I'll be back helping out with video again this year. So I'll be on site with the other staff and volunteers. So please do say hello if you see me, because again, that's part of the big draw for me being there, is getting to see people. So if you're watching this video and you're going to be at RTR, keep an eye out for me, and please say hello if you see me there. But just as fair warning, I will probably either be holed up in the van working on videos, or if I'm out on the ground, I'm probably going to be shooting video or doing some other work. So I may not have a lot of time to talk. There's a good chance I won't have a lot of time to talk, especially with the number of people that I expect to be there. So, I probably won't be able to talk for a long time, but I do want to say hello. So please say hello if you see me. Just if I tell you, hey, it's great to meet you, I hope to catch you later, I got to run. I'm not blowing you off. I'm overloaded with work at that time. So, just so that you know what's going on there. If anybody's coming down for the area, if you're looking for something fun to do before RTR, Buses by the Bridge is going on in Lake Havasu City this weekend from the January 16 through 19, 2020. It's a 24th event they've done up there, and it's just a bunch of VW buses and other cool stuff. It's like a $5 a day admission. I really thought about going up today. I wanted to figure out how to do it, because I used to have a vintage VW bus, 74 VW bay window, and that was actually my first van living experience, was in my 74 bus. It was kind of unplanned, unexpected at the time, up in the Pacific Northwest, but I did it, including through winter, so that was tough, but so I didn't have a little Mr. Heater portable buddy or anything like that, so it wasn't really set up. We didn't have the resources back then we have these days. You kind of had to figure it out on your own. But anyway, I love VW buses. I wanted to get up there. Deborah was telling me about it, because she was up there last week and with the Balloon Fiesta. And so I wanted to get up. I don't think it's going to happen. Maybe if I get this video done and another video I'm working on for a client, if I can get all that done, maybe I can squeeze up for an hour or two. But then I have to be over to the fairgrounds later this afternoon before dark to get in and get set up there. So I may not be able to make it up to Buses by the Bridge. But there is a link in the video description below if you want to check it out. If you're in the area, sounds like a lot of fun. All right, so I will see some of you at the RTR, I'm sure. I know not everybody can make it down here in the winter. Some of you are still just watching whatever. Some of you are just following along this channel for the scenery and nature and travel stuff, and you're not like planning on being on the road. You maybe won't ever be in Quartzsite or Parker or whatever the winter, and that's cool. But for those of you that are, I will be able to see some of you there. I am considering some mini meetups this year, so if that's something you find interesting, I don't have any hard plans for travel yet. I know I'm here in the winter. I know I'm going to be in Wyoming. I know I'm going to be in the Northeast, up around upstate New York area. I'm not sure on the dates on that and everything, but if you're watching this video and you'd like to attend a mini meetup if I'm in the area and able to pull it off to do it, leave me a comment and let just the area you're at, and I'll see what I can do. It's going to depend on, I don't want to do one if nobody's around or if I'm in an area where nobody's at, but if I know there's some people in an area, I'll see if I can arrange that if possible. So leave me a comment if you'd like to see some mini meetups in your area if I can pull it off. Failing that, I do also plan to be at both of Deborah's meetups this coming fall and winter later this year. Now, I'm a nomad, and nomads, you just never know what's going to happen, but that is the plan. And so I do plan to be at her meetup in New Mexico in October and in Arizona in December. So that's the plan on that. So maybe I can catch up with you there if I don't see you somewhere else first.